Welcome to this lesson, viewer. It's about composition. I made the previous video that I made was about composition, and what I'm going to deal with today is using three elements: the seated boy, the standing boy, and the setting in its doorway with a refrigerator and a set of cupboards. And I'm going to put those all together and compose the picture, but I'm going to do it in a certain way, and that's to do with point of view. So I've got some images here of Chris van Allsburg's various books, and I wanted to show you that in this case he's using a very low point of view, and so I thought I'd try to show you how we could go about doing a low point of view like this. It's very dramatic and it's excellent composition. Here's a complete opposite. This is a bird's eye view, and it's also very, very interesting. Lots of really fantastic composition, lots of interesting elements. And likewise another low point of view. It adds a certain drama which I think you appreciate. And yet another one. So that's Chris van Allsburg. I'll talk about him at a later date, but I wanted to show you that what I'm planning on doing. I'm working on a page in a children's book myself, and these are some of the roughs. See, they're very rough drawings. I'm not concerned with any detail. It's the image that I'm concerned with. So for convenience sake, I usually divide the page into 3 or 4 spaces, rows of either 9 or 7 centimeters. And I draw the figures that are likely to be used in this kitchen scene. I might draw all sorts of elements for detail, and this is a very early drawing of the scene. But here we've got the brother standing at the doorway, the young boy dealing with this is his first time to do this, so he's observing, and Dad's showing him various things, and Mum's over here preparing a meal for them. But I won't go into too much detail, but I will simplify that scene and just start with first of all how to do the low point of view. So I'll just draw a floor line. Maybe, sorry, yeah, I'll do it a little bit higher, but so I can just fit the boy in, yeah, about here. And we'll fit the doorway in here. Doorways are very handy for illustration because it gives you a glimpse of the sort of scale of any figures. So we can often put a doorway in, and we know that how high a person would be in relation to that. Now this refrigerator will come out a little bit, obviously, so just draw that in. So just using very light lines, not concerning myself with detail. That comes later. Get the design right, get the composition right first. Right, so it's one of these old-fashioned refrigerators from the 1950s, perhaps. Okay, so that's the front of the refrigerator, and I'll do the details later. There's the floor there. So in perspective, this will go like so. Right, and kitchen cupboard likewise will come out about here. And it would be about waist high, a little bit higher perhaps. And because it's a low point of view, we won't see the top surface of that cupboard. Okay, so just so you're not confused by my picture there, I'll just take that out. And so here we have our cupboard. Now we want to fit the various characters in. So let's put the young boy about here, and he's sort of not kneeling, he's just sitting on his lower legs. So I'll just place him about here. Okay, so let's get the head right first, so we can use the head as a unit of measure. And we'll just block him in here. And so about here would be his waist, using the head as a unit of measure. That's breast, and waist is about here. So we can just work out where that might be. Right. Because of perspective, he's quite a bit bigger than his brother will be. So we have to make sure that we make him look young, because he's the younger brother. So that means his limbs won't be as long. Now the main thing is to get him down and be in proportion. Okay, I think that works. Now, here's another thing in good design, good composition, is have things overlap, like he's just overlapping there against that refrigerator. Right, I think that looks right. Okay, so let's go to his brother. Now, I would normally use lines and calculate the exact perspective, but I'll just wing it here for the sake of keeping it not too long, the lesson that is. I just want to show you the principle. But it'd be something like that. We can always check one of these early drawings. Yeah, something like that. So this is the older brother. He's standing in the doorway, and there's a reason for that. He's impatient. But I won't give anything away about the story, because it's not published yet, of course, but I won't want to spoil anything. and a very nice slouching sort of pose here. And hands on hip. It's a bit too wide. I'll just slim him down. He's about 11 or 12, so just getting ready to have a growth spurt or something. But that children of that age are always a bit, I shouldn't say always, but often a little bit self-conscious, a bit gangly, don't quite know what to do with themselves, and you've got to sort of try and express that. So he's got quite a bit of weight leaning on that, bringing that head over a bit. I'll refine this all later. And I realise I've got some space to fill here, so I'll just put a quick shot of Mum in there, I think. Now, don't be too fussy when you're doing this sort of thing. This is how I guarantee all artists will use very rough drawings. So as I said, all artists do very rough drawings. Now here's Tintin, and I wanted to show you Tintin as well because, like the Chris van Allsburg, he often has very low viewpoints. So he'll switch from low viewpoint to sort of middle waist area, and we can see it almost everywhere. He puts it in for a little bit of dramatic effect and for variety, of course. Okay, so here we are, there's one there. So I said to you that almost every artist and illustrator like this will be do their roughs. Now Hage is a very good artist. He's clean line. It's translated from French, and if you have a look at this, this is an example of his work when he's figuring out ideas. So it's amazing. There's Tintin there, and really rough. So you get the idea. So don't get too fussy. Just throw yourself into the work. Because you can tidy it up at the end. But the main thing is to get the idea. You get that idea down, and look at that. That's incredible. So you can guarantee that every artist works this way. Okay, so I've got to put Mum in somewhere. So brother's working. He's a bit on the wide side. I'll just narrow him down a little bit. I'll refine him later. That's the general idea. And also he's carrying a bag, and you might think, oh, it's just an incidental thing, but it's not. Everything in the picture is for a purpose. Film directors put little clues and hints and so forth to enhance the story. So that handbag, you see, is at an angle, and it tells us something about his attitude. He's a bit cranky or something like that, and he's leaning. That diagonal lean like that tells us about he's not too happy with this situation. Okay, I'll put his hand there. Figure that out later. Right, I better put Mum in, so I'll just put Mum behind the boy. So I'll put Mum's feet. Start with feet first, if you like. And I've got a picture of Mum. I can use that one there. Yeah, there's a better one. I like this one. So when you're telling the story, try to imagine, you know, he's doing something in the scene, and he's making a comment expressing his frustration. So Mum could be, she might be fixing something here, but she turns around suddenly because she's conscious that that something's going on. He's making some smart comment, for example, so she's turning around. So that tells us about that action tells us something about her. Okay, I'm just doing this really quickly. Right, weight-bearing leg is there, and halfway point is here, so that's about there is where her waist is. And how I express that twisting around could be that her skirt is flying out like so. Okay, we'll come to that later anyway. Okay, so she's doing something and turning around to see what's happening. And a little sandwich pack, something like that. Okay, we need a window here. Okay, this can line up. Now that window can frame Mum by an extra aspect. We can frame her with that window, and this wall will be a light color, which means that his head will be framed, and we need some visual interest up here. So maybe it's a working class kitchen, this one, whatever that means. But we could put a little light or something like that. So, and because it's a low point of view, the ellipse of that will be a little bit bigger than it normally would be. Okay, so there we go. We can put some kind of division here too. I'm getting excited with the picture, so I better stop. I don't want to do too much detail. So I'll just clean this up and come back to you. Well, I've done a bit of tidying up here, and I didn't want to make it too long. The idea of this lesson is about how to compose a picture, how to plan on the elements that you want to put in, even though I forgot Mum, but make a plan and then see how you can fit them in and do various ways of looking at it. In this case, pardon me, using the very low point of view gives a certain drama, perhaps, and try to experiment. Don't just fix on one thing. Now, in the finished picture, I will be putting. I wouldn't necessarily use this angle. I would maybe have it a bit higher so that I can see various things. I would certainly have floorboards fanning out. Notice that he's also in the vanishing point will fall on him around here. So there's my video lesson on composition, and it's great fun. Once you start, you really start to enjoy, and things as you go, things pop into your head, and you finish up. You know, it's a little piece of art that you can enjoy. So please, if you like this, please subscribe to my channel, and please join me. I've got lots of videos up already and many more to come. I'm fully enthusiastic about doing this now. The channel is basically about how to draw and paint, and I think you'll enjoy it. But please, anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.